think about it and maybe come with a good surprise. So we're not going to give up.
Edmonton, Alberta. Last time we were here 7.5 months ago, it was minus 30 for the 2022 World Juniors. Today, 22 and gorgeous for day one of the summer World Junior redo on TSN. Czechia and Slovakia getting ready for the first of 3 games to open up the tournament today. Hello, Canada, and welcome to the 2022 World Juniors. Try number 2. James Duthie alongside Bob McKenzie. And for the folks here in Alberta, it's actually attempt number 3 at watching a World Juniors. Remember, 2 Christmases ago, the tournament was played inside the bubble with no fans. And then last Christmas, it was postponed a couple of days in because of a COVID outbreak. And that brings us to our first ever summer World Juniors. And it comes during the most tumultuous time in the history of Hockey Canada. Allegations of sexual assault against unnamed players on 2 separate World Junior teams, and heavy criticism of Hockey Canada, particularly for the way it handled the 2018 case. Tomorrow, before Canada's first game, our own Rick Westhead, who has reported on this story from the beginning, and Sheldon Kennedy, among those who will join us to discuss the issues facing Hockey Canada and our game. And we'll continue those conversations throughout the tournament as to what has to change as hockey moves forward. We also have a great hockey tournament to bring you. It feels different because of the timing, because of the circumstances. But for the kids on the teams from these 10 different countries, they can't wait to finish what was started and stopped last Christmas. And every single game will be on TSN. It's been a while, so a refresher on the 2 groups. Canada is in Group A. The Canadians opening against Latvia tomorrow. The Latvians added to the tournament after Russia was banned because of the war with Ukraine. The 4 top teams in each group will make the quarterfinals. First of 3 games today, Czechia versus Slovakia from Group A. To get you set for it, Dennis Bayak and Craig Button.
James, what should be a very good hockey game to get this tournament going? Czechia against Slovakia. Craig, Czechia has always produced some very good hockey players. When it comes to the draft, Slovakia following suit.
Yeah, we saw what happened in the 2022 NHL draft. Well, it's not going to be any different for the 2023 draft. Dalibor Dvorsky is a supremely talented, no question in my mind that he's a top 10 pick. You start to think about how Slovakia hockey has really taken strides ahead, not only with their play on the ice, but with star quality, putting on the uniform, pretty impressive. And Captain Jan Mysak of Czechia, just such a really well-rounded two-way center. I mean, he's had a lot of winning experience this year. Hamilton Bulldogs winning the OHL before losing in the Memorial Cup final, but Jan Mysak is the barometer of the heart of Czechia.
Yeah, a quick turnaround for Mysak. Not that long ago, he was at the Memorial Cup, James.
And remember, Slovakia without its 3 first-rounders this year, including first overall Juraj Slafkovský. All 3 of them were on the team back in December. And the Czechs have a pretty high-end talent team, including maybe one of the few guys who was glad the tournament was canceled last Christmas, Bob.
Yeah, David Jiricek, a 6th overall pick to the Columbus Blue Jackets. He suffered that knee injury against Team Canada back in last Christmas World Junior. Stepped up on Will Cooley and took the worst of that hit that he tried to deliver. So Jiricek is one of 12 drafted players on this Czech team. They've got some talent on this team, and they could be a dark horse here for a medal. And I like the way Jiricek plays. He's very physical. And as I said, the Czechs have some good offensive depth, both defensive depth, with guys that have been drafted into the National Hockey League.
This is the first time in a long time that all of the games have been held at one venue here. Every game will be played in Edmonton, and 3 games for you today. We start with Czechia and Slovakia, Latvia and Finland a little bit later on today. You note the times. 6 Eastern will be the middle game every single day, and then 10 Eastern for the late game, 8 local, the U.S. versus Germany. But it's Czechia and Slovakia to begin things. The Czechs 11-4-1. all-time at this tournament against Slovakia. One more break, and then the drop of the puck at the long-delayed 2022 World Juniors.
So it is Czechia and Slovakia to get things going here. Both these teams made the finals or the playoffs back in 2021. Slovakia lost a quarterfinal game to USA. And it was a Canada squad that defeated Czechia in the quarterfinals. Referees for this game, Robert Hennessy of USA, Christoph Holm of Sweden. Your linesmen are Eric Cattaneo of Switzerland and John Ray of the United States. In goal for Slovakia, it will be Simon Letkotsky. Back-to-back USHL finals with two different teams. He won one of them. That was with Chicago Steel. And at the other end of the ice, it'll be Jan Bednash, who spent last year in the Quebec Junior League with Acadie Backhurst, a Detroit draft pick. And he will get the start in this game for Czechia. There's the coach. Ivan Finesh is in behind the bench for Slovakia, been with the national program in some capacity since 2012. And Radim Rulik is coaching since 1991 and in behind the bench for Czechia. So the 2022 summer edition of the IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship about to get going here in Edmonton.
Okay guys, welcome back to Edmonton and the summer edition. Let's go.
There he goes, reiterating what we were talking about. And this will get dumped in, and this goes off a stick and up and out of play. Well, there's the Slovak coach. There's a look at some of their past results over the last 5 years. Starting back in 2017, they want to improve from that 7th place positioning and certainly have the opportunity to do that. Missing some key people that they would love to have, some first-rounders that are not in the lineup for Slovakia. Puck bounces high in the air. This will get chopped out by Kumets. Plays in the Western Hockey League with the Prince George Cougars. Petrovitsky will chase this back in behind his own net. It gets turned over. Quick shot from Kulich. That never got through. And this gets snapped off the boards by Kumets. It ends up in the bench. Now look at Czechia over the last 5 years. Some of their results. 4th in 2018. And again, made the playoffs back in 2021. And also, Craig, looking to improve on that.
Yeah, they look like at times they're ready to break through in a significant way, and then something doesn't go their way. You know, goaltending might not be up to par, the power play might fall off, and you know, when you get to tournament play, those are two areas that if you want to compete for medals, you have to have those areas in order.
It's an accomplishment to get to the playoffs. But as we mentioned, both these teams lost in the quarterfinals. McLuca will try and get this up at center ice. The lead pass never did get to Trotsky. And this will get sent right back in. Martin Sturback back for it. He got knocked down. McLuca will play it up the boards. And Mahura will play it near side. This gets snapped out. Skripal will play it up to center ice and back into the Czechia zone. And circling back, Rushevi for Czechia as they start up with the attack. Rushevi takes the lead pass, tries to bust his way through. Sharp angle shot to the short side. And Letkotsky makes his first save of the hockey game.
We were talking about Letkotsky earlier. Back-to-back USHL finals, and the Chicago Steel were a very good team, expected to win, but the Madison Capitals were a little bit different. And again, we go back to this tournament and the importance of goaltending. Letkotsky has shown that he can be an architect of upsets, not just an upset, upsets.
First time that's happened in the USHL, where a goaltender has gone to back-to-back league finals with two different teams. Tahacek for Czechia. Slips it up the right side boards, out through center. Sapovalov will dump it in. Letkotsky out to play it. Letkotsky will get pressured there by Mahura. Mahura trying to work it free. Does come loose to the corner, but Grabbed off by Kumets. Nemitz gets to center ice off of his stick. Following up on the play is Repchik. And he couldn't get it deep into the Czechia zone, and Czechia right back up the ice with Tahacek. Lets the slap shot go, and that goes off the stick and deflects up and out of play.
Well, Martin Asavi had an early chance here, and he's moving with speed. He kind of knifes his way through, and then short side, Kotsky shuts it down perfectly, but it's not an easy space to get through, but really not a good angle. He tries to throw it up over the right shoulder, and Kowski fights it off, but real good speed, real good attack by Asavi, who plays in Regina. They happen to have a pretty good player, Dennis, there that's coming up to the draft. Might have heard of him, Con Bedard.
Bedard, the name does sound familiar. Of course, we'll see him with Team Canada. They will open up tomorrow. This gets turned aside by Bednash. Up the boards and out through center, Nishak. To the middle, the shot, that got turned aside. Demick of the Edmonton Oil Kings plays it through. Sikora will dump it in. And this gets right back out. And now a race back for Dennis Bakala trying to get there first. And the net will come off the pegs as Bakala takes the Czechia player right to the goal crease. And that is Yuri Kulich slow to get up.
Yeah, go into the net, and you know, it's a good drive, and he just, as he tries to keep his footing and not run into the goaltender, doesn't look like it's serious, but hopefully that is the case. Yuri Kulich was great at the U18 tour. Here's Jan Mysak underneath the puck and attacking into the zone, and it's a shot, throws it back the other way on Lekowski, and just, you know, you have to be sharp on those types of plays. You know, Myshak's moving one way and trying to pull the goaltender out of his spot. Kochi does a nice job.
Take it to the far side board. Sikora will clear this. Some chance down the right side. Now Petrovsky takes it. Scores! Servat Petrovsky finds some room down that far side and jams it home. And Slovakia with the early lead.
Well, Petrovsky, he gets himself in attack mode, and as he attacks, real good play on the boards here, and then Petrovsky gets right there through the neutral zone. Now it's just a one-on-one, but you know, as Alice Czech not able to fend him off, and then this just slips through Bednash's arm and body. He tries to make a poke check, but you can see where it just gets up and over him. But so often at the time, when a player is going to attack at a defenseman, you get him back on his heels, and now you take it to the net, force the goaltender to make a play, make a decision. Bednash trying to poke check, and Petrovsky gets it up and over, maybe with a little bit of help from the stick, but nonetheless, right mentality, taking it to the net.
Early birthday present for Servat Petrovsky. He turns 18 tomorrow. This will be waved off. No icing on the play. Clearing attempt kept in at the blue line, and a wrister there from Yuri Tahacek.
Yeah, good play in the defensive zone, and then Petrovsky is moving with speed, and you know, Czech is trying to come across to cut him off, and Petrovsky does a really nice job of protecting the puck and being able to work on the forehand. And we saw Bednash try to make the poke check, but unsuccessfully.
Bednash, a fourth-round pick of the Red Wings. There's a sharp angle try. Good save on the short side off Adam Mahora. Hanzik will skate it to the Czechia line no further. Urban, he'll send it across, and Czechia now back in on the attack. 1-0 lead Slovakia. Opening period of the 2022 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship. Bounced up to the blue line, trying to track that down was Dalibor Dvorsky, and offside is called.
Dalibor Dvorsky playing in Sweden. It's interesting, Dennis, when you watch a player, and we saw him play in December of 2021, you know, a couple of games for Slovakia and Red Deer. And, you know, you watch him 8 months later, and you already see the maturity in his game. He looked like kind of a little bit like wide-eyed and a little bit not sure of himself as he was playing in that tournament. But right off the bat here, you can see where that amount of time just helps a player gain that much greater confidence in his play.
Opportunity, and over the glove side, Kulich with the wrister. That sailed over top the net. Jedlicka will send this back out to center ice, and right back up the ice. Svozil tried to get back up at center. He'll try it again. Spacek will bounce this in. Zabka back for it for Slovakia. Dennis Bakala chases it down. Big hit in the corner. Jakub Demek, a Vegas pick, stepped into his man. Played back to the line. Spacek with the long shot, turned aside. And a good puck battle in the corner. And it gets sent up at center ice. Nemetz trying to chase it down. Libor Nemetz for Slovakia has it again. Bounces it in. Short side try. And Bednash just got a piece of that quick shot from Stumpel. This will get sent back in. Ivan dumping it in, and Petrovitsky right back out to center ice. And Nemetz will dump it in. Tight turn in the corner there by Alashchuk. Gets it up at center, cleared in. Latkotsky will play it off the corner boards. Only he'll leave it for Petrovsky, the goal scorer in this game, and he'll drop it in behind his own net for the captain, Petrovitsky, and he'll drop it off for Alexei Makluka. To center ice and in for Kashlik. Kashlik with the wrister scores! Matej Kashlik with a shot that changed directions, perhaps off a stick. And Slovakia grabs the 2-0 lead.
Makluka, though, moving through the neutral zone with speed. It was really backing up the Czech defense, and then Kashlik gets on the wall. But I mean, this is just speed coming through, and now everybody's back on their heels, and Kashlik just fills that lane. But simply put, Jan Bednash, that's a shot that you need to have. No other way to put it. The speed is one thing, but 2-0 and 2 goals on Bednash. That, well, the first one trying to poke check, pretty good play by Petrovsky. That one, I guess he can use the line. He wants that one back.
There'd be some baseball pitchers who like to have a knuckler that shot ended up becoming. But it found its way to the back of the net. Maybe didn't do much damage to the net, but it's a 2-0 lead for Slovakia. You mentioned the Red Deer tournament back that started in 2021. Slovakia started with a 3-2 loss to Team USA, and then played very well in a 3-0 loss against Sweden.
I thought 5 of the 6 periods they played in Red Deer, they were outstanding. I really did. They had a tough time scoring. They faced some good goaltending, don't get me wrong. But other than the one period where the USA really overwhelmed them, I thought 5 of the 6 periods, they were really strong.
They did officially play a third game, but they didn't play it. It was a 1-0 forfeit win over Russia, and then, of course, everything came to a halt. 2-0 here for Slovakia. Sikora will wind his way to center, dumping in a Ranger draft pick this past draft.
Played at the World Championships, just recently completed in Finland.
A few youngsters in this event that played in the World Championship. 2-0, Slovakia with the lead. Sasha Petrovsky opened the scoring, and then Matej Kashlik with the 2-0 goal.
Eddie.
So 2-0, Slovakia with the lead on 2 goals that Jan Bednash, a poke check on the first one. We'll take a look at both of them, Greg.
Yeah, well, the first one, I mean, he's decisive here in trying to cut off Petrovsky with the poke check, but it just kind of goes short side. The second one, and you talk about the knuckleball, if he stands up here instead of going down, the knuckleball played him instead of him just getting himself in a good position. Now, I believe that that's developmental. I think Jan Bednash is a good young goaltender, but those developmental things, you know, not beating yourself, you know, just giving yourself a chance on that type of a shot. Well, those are the things that goaltending coaches work, and this is the part of the development and the progression of a young goaltender.
28 wins in the Q last year for Jan Bednash. Jakub Demek will come out at center ice for Slovakia, and a little bit of extracurricular work on the near side as the Lichka gets tied up there with Jan Mysak.
Well, you talked about these two centermen, Demek and Mysak, played at the Memorial Cup. We talked about players in this tournament that played at the World Championships. There's a number of players that played at the Memorial Cup right to the end of June. So getting a month off, 6 weeks off or so to get ready. NHL development camps in the meantime,
and we'll talk about that. I'm sure Gord Miller and Mike Johnson will talk about it as well. The difference in opinions from various NHL teams. Some were totally fine with having their players coming here to compete, and some were not.
And you know, a number of the players that, you know, really wanted the desire to play here. Some of the other ones were hurt, you know, so unable to participate, and that's unfortunate for those players.
Face off to the right of Bednash in a 2-0 lead for Slovakia. Peter Repchik will take this draw for Slovakia. Played for Cape Breton. Goes after a loose puck, jammed up along the boards there. Michael Gut will play it rink wide, and now taken by Kulich. Kulich will play this rink wide on and off the stick of Svozil. Puck comes around the boards, and Petrovitsky will start the attack back for Slovakia. This gets out through center ice. Skripal will dump it in, rebound off the boards. Bednash scrambling to get back, and a chance off the backboards there for Stumpel. Now a race for a loose puck, and Latkoczy will make the save on the short side and hang on to it as Ivan with some good speed to jump on that loose puck.
Well, we've seen the first two goals for Slovakia and Jan Bednash, but this last sequence, you can just see he's just not comfortable in the net. I mean, kicks out the rebound, he can't find it, and he's fumbling all around. He ends up flat on his stomach here, and you know, just trying to get yourself settled in game. I mean, that's a big part with goaltending coaches, just being able, because there's a difference between developmental aspects and getting somebody settled down in a game, and right now that's what Bednash needs.
Kashlik will send this in, delayed offside. Slovakia will clear the zone, but that'll allow some time there for David Spacek, a Minnesota draft pick, son of Yaroslav Spacek. There's a shot to the short side, and Latkoczy gets the arm up as Yaroslav Khmelash lets the quick wrister go.
Yeah, there's Andre Pavlich, longtime NHL goaltender. Dennis, you know him well.
Yes.
Played with the Winnipeg Jets. We talked to him a little bit last night. So, you know, trying to get somebody just settled into the game. You're not going to fix everything going on in a player's game, but just get him settled back to his form. You know, that's a big part for in-game goaltending instruction.
Wrister from the line from David Jiricek, the number 6 overall pick by the Columbus Blue Jackets, who is in this tournament for Czechia. Dvorsky in a battle in the corner. Puck comes back to the line, shot through some traffic, making his way to the front of the net. Ivan trying to act as a bit of a screen. Posts in front of the net. Puck never did get to him. Taken by Jiricek. Circles. Plays it back down low. Jakub Koss is jammed up in behind the net. The puck does squirt loose. No room there for Bakala. Now he'll just jam it out the center ice. And Czechia right back in on the attack. The pass on this near side. Rishavsky too far for him, and icing is called.
So we were talking about Andre Pavlich and Jan Bednash. You know, when I first started with the Calgary Flames as the manager, Grant Fuhr was the goaltending coaching, and Grant was just so good. I mean, he was learning how to coach, but what he really understood was how to just get goaltenders to be calm. Don't worry about things that are outside of your control. Focus in on the next shot. You know, we know what a great goaltender Grant Fuhr was, but just the goaltenders to have that voice, you know, of that calming voice when things aren't going your way, or and that might be between games, during games, but Grant was real terrific in that regard for the goaltenders, especially the young goaltenders.
Jammed up to the right of Bednash. To Hacek in there for Czechia. Demek will send it around the boards for Slovakia. Petrovitsky waits for it. Son of Robert Petrovitsky. This gets played up through center, and Jakub Demek will slam this back into the Czechia zone. Jedlička couldn't get a stick on it. Cleared out through center. Demek on the back track, giving chase. Gets inside the line, and it's delayed long enough that we get an offside call. Edmonton, the summer host of the 2022 World Juniors. Projected top draft pick Dalibor Dvorsky is in this game, as Tessa Bonham's going to tell us there's some top draft picks that are not in this game.
Well, you heard James and Bob mention it yourself as well, Dennis. 3 big players missing from the lineup here for Slovakia. It was a historic draft for Slovakian hockey in Montreal back in July, where Jari Slafkovský and Simon Nemec were drafted 1-2 overall, becoming the highest Slovakian-born players ever drafted. Not to be left out, Philip Mazur drafted 26 by Montreal. So a fantastic draft for these players and this country. But it was a fantastic year for Slovakian hockey, to be honest. They earned silver at the 2021 Hlinka Gretzky Cup, where Nemec was named tournament MVP as a D-man. And then they went on to represent their country at the 2022 Beijing Olympics, earning their country a bronze medal, where in that game, Slafkovský was named MVP. So these players are looking to build off all of that success here. And so far, so good.
Trending in the right direction is Slovakian hockey for sure. There's a wrist shot that goes off a stick as Jiri Kulich lets that one go, and it deflects up and down a play.
Watch how quickly Latkoski reads this play. And Jiri Kulich is a really gifted offensive player, and he can shoot the puck looking for an opening, but that's just really solid goaltending by Latkoski, shutting it down. Kulich was dynamite at the U18 tournament in April in Germany, leading the tournament in goals. Lethal is what he was. He's a real nice player, drafted by the Buffalo Sabres later in the first round of the 2022 draft.
Back to Latkoski. He will play in Nebraska, Omaha next year, or this year, I guess. All the other previous World Juniors, we could always say next year, but next year in the hockey world is pretty much here. Once you get into August, everybody kind of gets into that hockey mode, whether it be scouts that are here after being in Red Deer for the Hlinka Gretzky Cup, players getting ready, coaches starting to go over their rosters, general managers trying to change their rosters. Petrovitsky in behind his own net. And Slovakia in on the attack. Repchik plays it in. Stumpel goes in after it. Repchik with some physical play in behind the net. Gets back to the blue line. A long wrister through some traffic from Bakala, never got to the net. And cleared back up at center. And right back up with a little bit of room for Ivan. That shot turned away on the short side. Kept in at the blue line by Czech. Ivan on it again. Ivan works it, doesn't shoot it, circles one more time, drops it back for Czech from the line. And that got turned away and snapped off the boards, and down the ice it goes. And Hamera is going to slow up enough to make sure this gets across the line for icing.
Call that downshifting. But, you know, the Czechs here getting going here. Ivan circling and getting around, and Slovakia doing a nice job of keeping them outside. But that's a nice play by Ales Czech, jumping in there to create an opportunity from his defense position. And Coetzee again, though, real sharp, reading the play quickly and accurately.
Quick shot goes off a stick and high. Jiricek lets the shot go from the line, turned away. This gets snapped off the boards by Stumpel. And another icing call coming up against Slovakia. 2-0 Slovakia with the lead as the World Junior Championship gets underway. Latvia, Finland will be our second game, and then USA and Germany will wrap it up tonight. Face-off win for Slovakia. Zapka rims the boards, and it's back and onto the stick of the very talented David Jiricek. Cleared back in, and we will get another stoppage in play.
Well, David Jiricek was injured during the tournament in December of 2021 and missed about 3 months of play before coming back in the Czech Extraliga with his team and then playing in the World Championships. Got some games there and before becoming the 6th overall pick for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And they drafted him, and then they drafted Denton Matejchuk 12th. So two very different type of defensemen, but two defensemen you could see being partners down the road. Denton Matejchuk, such a gifted player with the puck, and David Jiricek, just a well-rounded two-way defenseman. Heavy and hard, moves the puck, skates the puck.
Roman fight, long shot to the front of the net, got that deflected in front, just went wide. Getting a stick on that was Dvorsky, and now put off the boards and back out at center. And Stripai will circle back into his own end. Drops it off at center. Roman fight to the line. Has Dvorsky with him. Pike will send it around the boards. Jedlička, who will turn 20 in October, will chase this one down. Jammed up in behind the Czechia net. And now Czechia on it. Net will get flipped up at center ice. That's as far as that play gets. And Kumets is back on it. William Kumets leaves it there, and it's taken by Jedlička. He couldn't get anywhere as that got turned over. Good trying to get that cross ice. Gets chased down there by Jan Mysak. And Kumets will try it again. Again, Jedlička gets pressured on the near side. Mysak will play it back at the line. Hamera sends one in from the line. Mysak puts it back. Some good pressure now by Czechia. Played back to the line. Czech will play it across. Hamera with the wrister. That went wide. Rebound off the backboards. And Mysak finds it in a little too tight to get a real good scoring chance. And now Hamera gets pressured back into his own end by Sikora. Demek on the loose puck for Slovakia. At home in this building, plays for the Edmonton Oil Kings of the Western Hockey League. Zapka with the long wrister, and Bednash will snare that, and he will hang on to it. 2-0 Slovakia here in period number 1 on TSN. .541 left to go here in period number 1. And then we'll hear from James Duthie and Bob McKenzie as they pour over their notes. They'll tell us what they saw in this opening period, what we should expect in this tournament. Another solid save from Latkoczy.
Well, he has to kind of fight through a little bit of traffic, a little bit of distraction there, but he does a really nice job of keeping his eyes on it, getting out there, and then directing it into the corner, not leaving a puck laying in front of himself.
Madison Capitals of the USHL is where he performed last year. Very instrumental in that team making it to the final.
I would say that if he was taller, and that's just what height is a big part of goaltending now, and I would say that if he had a little more height to him, he would be drafted by this point in time.
He'll get a chance to improve on his talents, and he has talent, as he will play in the NC2A next year. Back to the line, David Jiricek, the long wrister. That sailed wide. Makulka chases it to the far side. Kept it at the line, though, by Jiri Tuhacek. And stolen and now taken on, and Alexei Makulka will get it up at center. And some contact there is getting knocked down was Petrovsky on the play. The Slovak bench was looking for a penalty, none coming. Jiricek carries it in, he'll dish it off, centered in front of the net by Manchik, but it's turned over and now right back up the ice, back up through center. Manchik will chase this down. And a Good body contact in behind the net as David Jiricek gets knocked down on the play and cleared down the ice, and this will be an icing call. Coverage of the FedEx Cup playoffs begins Saturday as newly crowned Open champion Cameron Smith competes against #1 world-ranked Scotty Scheffler for the ultimate prize at the St. Jude Championship. Catch third-round action at 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific on CTV 2 and TSN.
Mullet man.
Yes. Look at he play.
Oh. Doesn't seem to have a care in the world, it looks like, when they're playing.
My guess is some of the golf courses in Edmonton and area may see some of the talents of James Duthie and Bob McKenzie and Mike Johnson and others this week, perhaps.
Yourself?
Well, we'll see. I didn't bring the sticks, but if I use rentals, then I have a built-in excuse.
I could try that.
Honsack will clear it out through center. Turn back up the ice, and Czechia right back in on the attack. Centered in front of the net. A good backhand pass by Kulich. And couldn't find the mark on that far side. Kulich back at center, plays it back into his own zone. And Mishak will swing it back, drops it off at the line. Czech puts on the brakes, lost his footing and went down against the checking of Sikora. And now Sikora will slip this up the boards and back out at center. Jedlička jumps on the loose puck. Miros Jedlička puts on the brakes, tried to get it back to the blue line for Jakub Demek. Turned over in behind the net. Sikora trying to center it. Bednash is down. Sikora got dumped at the side of the net. Then it gets sent up at center ice. And Czechia looking for a line change, and Kulich will drift this in and turn and head to the bench. Repchik will park in behind, and he'll leave it for Alexei Makluka. With some speed through center, Kashlik trying to get a stick on that pass, could not. Bednash will play it around the boards, gets intercepted as Makluka first on the loose puck. Back for Kashlik, he'll drop it back for Stripai. Stripai will leave it there. Trying to dance his way into the middle of the ice was Makluka, nothing doing. Good support there from Kashlik. Back for Makluka, back for Kashlik. Good scoring chance there, and he put that one over top the net. Back up for Jiricek. He'll wind his way in, tees it up, pulls the back and wrists it, but that got blocked. Never got past the defenseman Maxim Skirback. To the line it comes. Jiricek another shot, and Latkoczy tracked that down and blocked it away. Out the center and no further there for Dvorsky. And now right back in for Ivan. Ivan will send it back. Czechia starts a change. Slovaks with a 2-0 lead here in period one. Kost will play it back into his own end. And Spacek will send it across and then gets it back. David Spacek, a Minnesota draft pick. Plays it in for Kost. Kost will drop it back, pass to the front of the net. Rishavi never did get to him. And played back into the Czechia zone. Svozil gets taken down at center. And the first penalty of the game is going to go to Samuel Honzik. And it may be a high stick on the play. And Czechia down by 2 will go to the power play.
Yeah, close checking, and there's a stick coming up right under the,
24
the nose of Svozil.
High sticks.
Honzik trying to apply pressure, but this is the player, just great support. You see Kashlik support it and then come right back into the middle of the ice. Just fires it a little bit high. That was really good teamwork, allowing the defenseman to come down, get high, get the puck, zip it back down, and come right back into the slot. Slovakia has shown some real good quickness, some real good pressure, and now we'll see how their penalty kill can hold up.
Systems stay the same on power plays and penalty kills for the most part, but the personnel from tournament to tournament certainly does change. Kulich drops it back. Jiricek rips one from the line. That got blocked. Kashlik got in front of it. Or rather, Sikora got in front of that to block it. Gets up, stays in the play, comes across. Quick shot by Kulich, never got through. And back up for Demek. Demek shorthanded for Slovakia will send it in into the final 50 seconds now of period number 1. Almost a turnover as Rybchuk almost got a stick on that. Nishak will carry in. Cuts to the middle of the ice. And way out the challenge was Latkoczy. That almost got through him. And then he scoops it away. Kulich will send it back at the line. Kulich back. And a shot through some traffic there from Svozil. And that's going to bring some traffic.
Adam Sikora, there he is, committed to blocking the shot, and he might have got a little fortunate there that he wasn't singing at a higher note after that block shot.
What do you mean, Craig?
So Latkoczy, I mean, he's so aggressive here on this play by Mishak. He's right out high, and then he swats it out of harm's way. Such an active, athletic goaltender.
Very much involved in the play. So the power play will continue. 1:05 left to go in the man advantage. There's the time left in the opening period, just under 30 seconds. We'll send it over to Bob and James. Shot from the line, that got blocked. Power play for Czechia, first power play of this game. And Kashlik on the loose puck, and he'll play it down the ice. Svozil will wind it up. Is there time for one last rush? Carried back in, the pass flipped over for Schmelash. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Ivan on the loose puck, centered in front and off the goalpost for Strutz. What a chance at the end of the period for Gambiel Strutz.
What a play by Svozil, though. I mean, not a lot of time, and he feathers it perfectly across, and Strutz gets it off quickly off the outside of the post. That close to making it a 2-1 game.
And there was time on the clock for that to count had it found the back of the net. So Slovakia off to a good start as Slovakia and Czechia get things going here at the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship. 2 goals in that opening period. Petrovsky and Kashlik, your goal getters, and a 2-0 lead for Slovakia. 1 period done here on TSN.
Here's your first period scoring summary. Bob mentioned the slow start for Czechia. It's been a slow generation for Czechia at this tournament. Hasn't won since posting back-to-back titles in 2000 and 2001, and has only made the semis once in 16 tries back in 2018, the last time. Back to Dennis and Craig.
2-0 lead, couple of goals maybe that Slovakia didn't really have to work as hard as sometimes you should to get goals.
Well, they worked hard on the speed part of things, and you know, when you start with an attack mentality and your pace is high and your tempo, that's what exactly happens here on the first goal of Petrovsky. Bednash tries to poke check, he's not successful, and Petrovsky with that speed coming right through the neutral zone. You can see him trying to poke check here, and then he just gets beat top of the glove, not able to get fully on it. Then Mikula comes right through, and this is one, you can talk about a knuckleball, but bottom line for Bednash is that this is one where he lets the puck play him and goes in, but the speed of Slovakia, again, was really significant. But this was kind of the story of Bednash's period. Kicks out a big rebound, not finding his footing, and, you know, intermission time, Andre Pavlik hopefully can get him settled back into his game and get him rooted into just being steady. I like to see quiet feet from a goaltender. That's what I'll be looking for here.
On the positive side, only down a couple and on a power play. That's the story for Czechia's period 2 is about to get going. 35 seconds or 36 seconds left in the power play as Mishak will wind it up for Czechia, drops it back, and Jiricek will slam it in. It goes good. Tracks it down, the former Everett Silvertip back at the line. Jiricek takes the shot, skates it in, looks out front, scramble on that short side. Latkoczy down, cleared to the line, but this will get kept in. Kulich works it loose in the corner. tried to swing it cross ice, and the pass intercepted and cleared down the ice. Power play is over 4 shots on that man advantage for Czechia. And Latkoski for Makluka. Out through center, and this will get cleared in. And Alexei Makluka chasing it down on the near side, but offside is called against Slovakia.
David Jiricek has a lot of poise with the puck. He slides through here and got his eyes up, just misses getting it into the slot where it would have been maybe a quick bang-in shot by Mishak. Head up all the time with Jiricek, you know, sizing up what the opportunities are. He had to, you know, have to recover from a knee injury that occurred here in Edmonton in December of 21 at the World Junior Games during that time, but certainly looking like he's getting back to form.
The one World Championship game that he didn't play, when the lineups came out that he wasn't dressed, there was like a mass exodus of NHL scouts that said, okay, we're going.
Well, there should only been a mass exodus of about maybe 4 or 5, because if all the scouts there are picking 16, 18, 19 or sticking around to watch David Jiricek, you're not using your time wisely.
Yeah. Unless you're picking high.
Yeah, exactly. But appearances matter, right, Dennis?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the old story. We're there anyway. May as well stay and watch the game. No, it's been a busy summer for the NHL. As you know, you're in it. It has been a busy summer for them. The Holinka Gretzky and now this. There's camps. After this, they will get a little bit of time off before all the various hockey seasons get going. Scramble on the far side boards after a loose puck finally does come out. Scramble in front and another goal post. Jakob Koss with the opportunity, got the puck out of the corner and worked it into a scoring place and finds another goal post. So that's a couple of goal posts now in this contest for Czechia. Played back to the blue line. Czech will send this back around the boards. Amara will try and get it down low. On and off the stick of Kunitz to the front of the net, score! A bouncing puck that ends up on the stick of Benchiak. He'll get it across, and Czechia is on the board.
Czechia has a really strong opportunity. Thomas Amarai, puck gets deflected and kicks right out and off the post, and that close to getting on the board. But then right after that, Amarai again with a real good play back down the wall, but it bounces over Kimitz's stick, and there is a quick play to the net, and there's no doubt. Savi makes no doubt about it. He wasn't going to hit a post with that much of an open net. And the Czechs, after coming close, make sure that they don't fall on the short side of a post and make it a 2-1 game.
Martin Rysavy spent this past season with the Moose Jaw Warriors. Gets Czechia on the board.
And I knew he played for Moose Jaw, and I said earlier that he was with Regina. My mistake.
Just down the road.
Yeah, I know it's just down the road, but we still had some real good players there. I talked about Denton Matejchuk.
Shot from the line, that got blocked as Latkoski gets the save. And Czechia now from the latter stages of period number 1. And now into period number 2. A little more jump to their stride and some offensive chances for Czechia.
Yeah, and again, keeping the play, and that's a nice play by Hamara. Yes, he gets the benefit of the puck going, bouncing over Kimitz's stick, but, you know, what a great play. Quickly here by Menchik. Menchik turns right to the net. Rysavy making no mistake about it.
So a 2-1 game here in the second period. Ivan plays this in behind the net, comes around the boards. And we will have an interference penalty coming on the play. And now Slovakia will get a chance to go to the power play.
Team Czechia, number 27, interference.
Gabriel Strutz will go to the penalty box.
Yes, you know, here's the play coming up here, the interference penalty. And for the first 3 minutes and 17 seconds of the second period, Czechia has really carried play and had the play in the offensive zone. Now to take that type of penalty and give Slovakia a little bit of a reprieve of dealing with pressure, not the type of penalty any coach likes.
Gabriel Strutz plays for the Kelowna Rockets. Shot from the line from Petrovitsky goes off a stick and up into the netting. Petrovitsky wearing the C for the Slovakian squad. Plays in Finland. Has for a number of years. Very much a hockey family. Slap shot, Makluka turned aside by Bednash. Kashlik will chase it down, gets it back at the line. Petrovitsky plays it near side. Quick shot to the short side, and a good save as Dvorsky gets that one to the net quickly.
Yeah, you watch how Bednash is just, again, I talked about quiet feet. His feet are quiet. He reads the play perfectly, just slides right over. No problem on this play. Cross ice, Dvorsky gets the puck off, but Bednash just really solid, steady, composed goaltending.
So Alexei Makluka to take the face-off, something he is very, very good at. His numbers in this tournament have been terrific. Wins that one, but a shot gets blocked, and this gets cleared all the way down the ice by Juracek. Ryan Petrovitsky. For Makluka, tried to bust his way through the middle, couldn't get through. Slovakia will try it again. Makluka will take a bump. He'll send it down. Jedlička will swing it around. Dvorsky, nice little move to get away from some traffic. Puck to the loose in front of the net. Bednash is down. And a couple of chances in tight, cleared, and now Juracek. Short-handed, in on goal, and Latkoczy holds his ground and makes the blocker save. Up for Kashlik, and he'll send it in. Kashlik has one of the Slovak goals in this game. Big save there to keep this a one-goal lead for Slovakia. Spacek will wind it in. Spacek gets taken to the corner. Sturbach is after it. Puck comes loose. Fight will try and play it back. And this will get up at center ice. And back for it is Maxim Sturbach. Plays in Jokerit for the U20 squad. Puck comes loose, and Petrovsky will slam it in. Played up along the boards. Power play is now over. As Struch is back out of the box. Skolzil, 2 shots on that power play. Skolzil will try to get this to the front of the net, knocked down, but it gets knocked down with a high stick. And that'll bring about a stoppage in play.
That was a pretty good sequence. Coming to the net, there's a jam up here, a good save by Bednash, but then David Juracek, almost from the goal line, recognizes that I can go in all alone, and what a nice save by Latkoczy. Here's the play in and around the Czechia net. Bednash with the big legs, he kicks it right, oh, it gets blocked by his own player, Kashlik. Blocks the shot. It might have been headed for the net, but Latkoczy just sitting there nice and calm, and David Juracek not able to tie it up short-handed.
Juracek has been busy, part of the U18 team last summer in Texas. Here's a look at Latkoczy. A big stop there, short-handed, to keep this a 2-1 game in favor of the Slovaks. Face-off in the Slovakian end of the ice. This gets kept in at the blue line. Hamera, an Ottawa draft pick, drops it off at the line. Circling up high is Urban. Takes it in behind the net. Urban will dish it off. Taken by Mahura. Mahura trying to swing it out front. Does. Scramble for a loose puck. Sapavelov gets a bit of a whack at it. A save made, but another penalty coming as Czechia has found another gear here in this second period.
Some of the size of the Czechia forwards now creating some problems for Slovakia. This leads to the penalty by Zabka. Trying to handle the much bigger Adam Mahura.
28 white, 2-minute minor, hooking.
You know, you end up in a physical disadvantage, and Mahura just is trying to hold his position, fight for position. He gets inside. He's just creating all kinds of problems with that size, and then ultimately Zabka ends up hooking and holding him. Just run out of juice, run out of strength to handle those bigger players.
And Mahura will be part of the Western Hockey League next season with Tri-Cities. This gets deflected. Does this come out? Delayed offside, they will clear. And it gets sent up at center, right back in. Czechia right back in on the attack. Mishak will dump it off, came to the short side. This gets played around. Power play for Czechia. Power play for the second time in this game. Slap shot, rebound. Oh, and that may have gone off the foot of Kumets before it found the short side. Cleared back in on the steal. Short side try there, and no room for Demick. And now back up for Mishak. Mishak will dump it off. Jiricek goes cross ice. Good defensive stick down low there as that got deflected away by Groch. Kept in at the line. Good. Had this get away from him. Plays it back down low. Rishavi trying to get it back to the line, but this will make its way all the way back into the Czechia zone where Jiricek will go back for it. Jiricek on defense there with Spacek. Spacek will control. Spacek getting pressured by Honzik. And carried in. Svozil sends this back to the blue line. Spacek will dump it back. Svozil dishes it off. And a shot like Latkoczy may have got a piece of that. And then it went off the side of the net. And Schrutz lets that shot go. There's another blast off the right pad as Spacek lets it fly. Back to the line, Svozil. Back for Spacek. And back for Stanislav Svozil. Spacek a shot. And that got turned aside. Bakula trying to clear. Sends it around the boards. It'll be kept in. 2 shots on that power play for Czechia. Svozil with a shot. And that never got to the net, and now finally picked up. And Zabka, who's out of the penalty box, will clear it around the boards. And Slovakia will control. Up at center, and Zabka will send it in and then head to the bench on the change. Czech will clear it in. First on it, though, is Koss. Came to the side of the net, another chance. Hamera. At the blue line, Hamera gets roughed up by Nemitz. Trying to tight turn is Dvorsky. He got pressured, gets it up for Nemitz, back for Dvorsky. Dvorsky will get it out to center ice. That's as far as that play gets. There's no room for Stripaj. And now finally controlled, and this will get carried in by Roman Pike. Played to the front of the net, trying to get a stick on it there is Libor Nemitz, but it is intercepted, and Coast will clear it up for Fight. Fight will get it to the line, trying to find some room there is Urban. And now play will slow down as the teams will get a line change in.
You know, you mentioned earlier some of the players that are going to play for new teams in this coming season. That's one of the differences with this tournament happening now is that, you know, players are changing teams.
Good rush there by Makluka. Couldn't get a shot away. Hachek will send this up at center, looking for Jan Mishak. And this gets jammed up in front of the penalty box area. And finally, Martin Sturbach will clear it out to center no further. Right back in for Mishak. Long shot to the short side. And Latkoczy will make the save, and he will hang on to it. There's the goal. Grishavi gets it for Czechia. 2-1 the score.
Well, David Jiricek is all over the ice. He had a shorthanded breakaway, but on the power play, just reading the play so quick, jumping over, making a real good play to keep the, just a little flip pass. I mean, just so calm and composed, able to sustain the pressure, and then block shot again. We've seen a lot of that from Slovakia in this game. And then at the other end, this is a nice play by Jan Bednash, turning his stick over and blocking that pass. You know, we talked about him in the first period, maybe not being so settled in the net. No signs of him being anything but settled here in the second period for Czechia.
Shots in this period, 11-2 in favor of Czechia. And no doubt that Simon Latkoczy has been the busier of the netminders. Face-off will be in the Slovak end of the ice, the 46th World Junior Championship, 47th if you count the one that started in December. We were talking on the walk over here. I think one morning in Red Deer was minus 57 or something with the wind chill. So
I got up every morning at 6 o'clock, started the car, drove around for 15, 20 minutes. Then we go to the rink and a drive, and then coming back and drive. I mean, if you don't, your car's not going to start.
Yep. Did you change those square tires? You know, the ones that...
I didn't even realize they were square. So cold. Oh.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's something to this.
I had a laugh, though. We were just doing the Hlinka Gretzky tournament in Red Deer, and one night for the meal they had beef stew, and I had the flashback when we had that wonderful beef stew.
Shot to the short side.
But it was minus 50 outside. Yep. It just didn't seem to have the same kind of meaning when it's 32 degrees Celsius.
Petrovitsky dishes it off, and a shot and a glove save made by Bednash. And he will hang on to it. Of course, it'll be a short turnaround for everyone involved in the World Junior Championship, as Atlantic Canada will welcome the 2023 World Junior Championship in Moncton and Halifax in December.
And we heard Tessa Bonham earlier talking about, you know, the drafts. Yuri Slavkovsky going 1, Simon Nemec going 2, Philip Mazur 26. You know, those players very well could be back in the World Junior Tournament this coming December representing Slovakia. You know, you think about the potential of even adding just 2 of those players would be significant for Slovakia trying to medal.
So, Craig, the thinking in this tournament, them not being here, would be to give themselves the best opportunity to make the NHL team. There's a shot that got turned aside.
I think part of that is that I think it was Slavkovsky probably more so than Nemec, even though Nemec was the second overall pick. And they played a lot of hockey. You know, Slavkovsky and Nemec played a lot of hockey, and I think that sometimes just giving them a breather, you know, to let their bodies just kind of get a rest and a healing is just as important for development as working out and training.
Long shot from one. That got punched away by the blocker of Latkoczy, as Bensiuk lets that one go. Kashlik trying to work this loose. Now he'll just bat it out, and it does make its way outside the line. Almost a steal there by McCluka. The Czech will clear it right back in.
Hey to you, Dennis. What I would say to you, Dennis, is that I think Slavkovsky has a real good chance to be in the NHL. I think Nemec and Mazur, you know, I think their chances of being in the NHL are real low, if not close to 0.
Are we going to get too many men on the ice? Nope, hit a glove. And a stoppage in play. We are in Edmonton, the World Junior Championship. Ivan Fineš took over from Robert Petrovicki behind the bench for Slovakia. And a 2-1 lead as we Take a look, ranked number 8. And again, looking to improve on that. We talked earlier about Slovak hockey trending in the right direction, closing in on 9,000 junior players. There's the indoor rinks. And made the playoffs in the 2021 World Junior Championship, eliminated in the quarterfinals by the United States. 8:03 left to go, second period. Dennis Bayak, Craig Button, our TSN crew here in Edmonton. Amara will send this around the boards. Ryan Petrovitsky will get it up the boards. Nephew of Ronald Petrovitsky, who spent some time in the Western Hockey League.
Spent some time with you in the Western Hockey League. Not just in the Western Hockey League. You brought him over here to play for the Tri-Cities Americans.
Up to center ice. This will get dusted in. And Kumits will go after it. Kumits slides it around the boards. Adam Mahura, 6'4", 200 pounds. Speaking of the Tri-City Americans. Trying to get a stick on it. It's banked off the boards, but this is off a glove, and we're going to get a stoppage in play.
And Ronald was in Calgary when I was there in Calgary as well, so he crossed both our paths. The son of Robert, who was also with our team in Dallas when I was there. Amaral, who looks like he was drafted by Kitchener. Certainly looks like he'll be playing in Kitchener Rangers with the OHL after having played in Finland. Again, talking about, when we get to Christmas, these players are all established on the teams. Now in the summertime, European players coming to play in the CHL, some European players switching teams even in Europe.
Dennis Bakalov trying to clear. That got intercepted. Michael Gut puts it, it's in the corner. Centering pass back to the line, gets deflected off the stick, and all the way back down the ice it goes. Bednash will come out. Bednash will slip it around. Yuri Tahacek will snap this up for Jan Mysak with some speed. Mysak in, touch to the outside, tried to cut back into the inside. Good defensive play there by Groch. And the puck bounces around, and it's in the net. Mysak took it to the net. And it does make its way in, and this game is all knotted up at 2.
Well, that drive by Jan Mysak was eerily similar to the first goal by Slovakia by Petrovitsky, and Bednar gets his puck, and now they move it quickly. Now here comes Mysak with speed, and looks like there might have been a penalty there, but they stay right with it and getting up on the play. That's a really good play by Gut. Coming right to the edge of the net and giving himself a little bit of room to work it, and it slips right between the legs of Simon Latotsky. Now we're looking at a 2-2 draw.
Well,
Slovakia is looking at perhaps challenging this.
Correct. Not sure it was ever completely frozen. We saw that on that very good look on the replay, that it was loose and slipped through the pads of Latkoczy. And this goal will stand. The shots now 30-11 in this game in favor of Czechia. And after a 2-0 lead by Slovakia, Czechia got it going in the latter part of the opening period, and they have dominated here in the second period. Ladislav Šmelaš will play this back to the line. A shot doesn't get through. This will get chipped off the glass and sent out the center. Šmelaš will send it across. Taken by Spacek and right back in for Czechia. Šmelaš trying to take that to the net. And Slovakia just content to clear the zone. Taken back out through center ice. Svozil snaps this up the center. Doesn't get any further. And a regroup now for Czechia. With Czech. Gets to the line. Gets it back again. Settles it down. Mikluka almost on the steal. Kashlik after it. And Svozil. And now Mikluka into the short side, and that's off the side of the goalpost. May have ticked off the glove of Bednash first. Another shot from the line and a save made by Bednash. Petrovitsky from the line. Svozil blocked that in front. Can't clear. Petrovitsky for Kashlik. And that shot deflected up and out of play, but some good pressure in the offensive zone here by Slovakia. Another look at the goal that ties this game up 2-2.
Terrific attack by Jan Mysak that led to the goal. He was knocked down, but they stayed right on the puck. Just the quick up. This is a real quick up by Tkachuk, and now Mysak with all that speed and again pushed down, but comes into the net area, and the puck very well looks like it goes in off of the defenseman Dennis Bakala. Kind of pushes it back in between the feet of Kotze. And this is coming back the other way, and couldn't tell if he got it off the glove or not. You could hear it tick the post. And we'll see here. Couldn't tell if his glove got a piece of it, but so close to making it 3-2.
But that was the best shift for the Slovak team since back in the opening period, with some offensive chances.
Well, we saw them with lots of speed in the first period, and they haven't been able to establish that here in the second period.
Face-off will be in the Slovak end of the ice after another save, as Michael Gut for now has been given credit with the goal. It did bounce around.
It's amazing when you think about goals, right? Like, you know, the puck comes into the goal area, everybody's fighting to get their stick on it. Goaltenders trying to find it, defensemen are trying to find it to clear it up, and, you know, it could go off of a skate in between the pads, kicked somewhere. I mean, you really do see, and we know that there's a randomness to goal scoring at times in hockey. It's on a play like that you really see it clearly.
Simon Groch will play it down the ice. Trying to get a stick on that was Roman Fight. It's jammed to the near side and gets sent around the boards by Svozil. Out to center. Groch clears it to the front of the net. Bouncing puck by Kotze down. Another shot that never got to the net, and a third try as Yvonne lets that one go. This gets shoveled out to center ice, race to the far side boards. After it is Hanzik. And we get offside whistled on the play.
Well, we're going to go back to Czechia's second goal. Again, Mysak, that puck comes into the net area. Now it kicks out in front. Now there's Yuri Kulich. You can see his stick on it. And it looks like he gives enough of a direction. It doesn't look like Michael Gut ever gets a stick on it. It looks like Yuri Kulich is the one that, with a little bit of push of the stick, and Gut and Kulich can discuss it on the bench.
So Kulich, who played in the Czech Extra League last year, a Buffalo draft pick, yes, should get credit for that. Does look like he was the last to touch it. Hamara will play this down low. This gets taken and cleared back around the boards by Bakala. And now out at center ice, Sturbach puts that to the front of the net, bounces around, gets shoveled in behind the net. Repchik trying to center it, gets a little help there from Libor Nemetz. Nemetz stays with it, gets to the forehand. Nemetz being hounded there by Rishavi. Wraparound try. Bednash is down as Kumets tried to stuff that. Gets back to the line, so Czechia now in a defensive mode as Slovakia in on the attack. Back to the blue line, Sikora gets it back. Petrovitsky lets the shot go. Sikora trying to battle for a loose puck. There's a slap shot from the near side from Yadlichka that misses and swings all the way around the boards and down the ice. Under 3 to go, second period. And Petrovitsky will get this up to center ice. That's as far as that play goes. Right back in for Urban. Urban got stripped to the puck. Hamara Mahura following up on the play, couldn't get a stick on it. And that allows the Slovaks to clear. Sent around the boards, and Mahura will send this through. Shot from the short side by Urban. Score! Urban with the rush. Zapavalov on the far side, and Czechia with 3 straight goals, and now a 3-2 lead.
Again, real good pace by Czechia moving up the ice, not just with the puck movement, but also with the player movement, and a real good play by Urban. They get the puck again. You see Bednash starting that play, and then Urban with great speed and a good shot that stays alive, but Shapovalov, the loss for the Vegas Golden Knights draft pick, he gains position on Jedlička, and it's 3-2. On the last 2 goals, Bednash has made 2 plays moving the puck around below the goal line that have led them to be able to move the puck up quickly and start attacking with speed. So Bednash has certainly settled really nicely here in the second period.
He's made some saves. Hasn't been tested a lot in this second period, but the Slovaks did have a couple of real good looks. And now Czechia with its first lead of the hockey game. Sturbach will play this around the boards. Mishak is there to slip it out to center ice. Stipai trying to get a handle on it. Ozil will play this in for Czechia. Kulic is after it. Got taken down, or down to one knee. And the puck is cleared out through center ice with under 2 to go here in the second period. Mishak on the steal. Mishak with the shot. Latkoczy the save, the rebound. Latkoczy down on the short side. Got a blocker up on that chance there by Kulic. Kulic stays with it. Puts it down for Mishak. Mishak gets tied up in the corner boards. And the puck finally does come loose. Dashlik after it. Tries to jam it up the boards. Kept in at the line by Czech. And Czechia in on the attack again. Mishak centers. Shot from the high slot by Hamera, turned aside. Mishak on it again. Latkoczy down, got the right pad down. Mishak centers. Comes back at the line for Czech. He'll leave it for Hamera. Hamera looking for a shooting lane. Can't find one. Sends it all the way around the boards. Petrovsky's after it, but can't clear. Kept in at the line, another shot. That came through some traffic. And that got deflected wide, and Czech lets that one go. Stutes back up high, lets the shot go, rebound, and a chance in tight. And Czech put that over top the net. Hamera over for Czech. He got that to the slot area where it got blocked by Stipai and got cleared out to center ice. And Slovakia in desperate need of a line change. Back to the front of the net, a redirect. Good play there as Menchik got a stick on it. Menchik works it off the sideboards, lets the wrist shot go. This period can't come to an end quick enough for the Slovak team. And now finally the period does come to an end. A second period that belonged to Czechia. 36 shots on goal after 40 minutes of play for Czechia. They come back with 3 unanswered goals and a 3-2 lead. 40 minutes done here at the World Junior Championship on TSN.
Your second period scoring summary, a trio of Czechia flags on the screen as they bounce back to take the lead. Again, they're still giving the goal to Gut, although our guys in the truck have declared that Kulic will eventually get credit for it. 41-14 the shots in favor of Czechia. Third period coming at you with Dennis and Craig.
Craig, in the opening period, we showed Andrei Pavlik, and you talked about how Jan Bednash was struggling in that opening period, and that Pavlik, the goaltending coach, one of the coaches, was going to have to settle him down. He did.
Yeah, there was no question about it. And Jan Bednash coming out for the second period, he wasn't called upon a lot, but he was really steady. I was looking for quiet feet, and he certainly had all of that. Economy of movement, following the play. He's a very athletic goaltender, very competitive goaltender. Real smart read here, blocking that pass across. And then The second and third goals all started off the stick of Jan Bednash. He reverses the puck, and now this leads to Mysak on the rush that we think Yuri Kulich will get the goal. And then on the third goal, again, he sizes it up, gets it up along the glass, and now Czechia gets moving hard and fast, and this leads to the go-ahead goal, and why we have a 3-2 game heading into the third period in favor of Czechia. But Jan Bednash really found his footing in that second period.
A dominant period for Czechia, and a 36-14 advantage now in shots on goal. And Ledkotsi, who was not as busy in the opening period, certainly was busy in that second period. So down by 1 is Slovakia, and the third period about to get going here in Edmonton. Game 1 of the 2022 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship.
Good competitive game to start this tournament.
Of course, the two countries know each other, but that's going back a long way. When we had the split between the two countries. Played around the boards. Petrovitsky in behind his own net for Slovakia. Jedlička had it get away from him. Mysak kicks that to the side of the net. Mysak after it again. Mysak trying to settle that puck down. Ends up on the stick of Jedlička, and he'll clear it up at center ice. And Jurček back into his own zone. On for Jan Mysak. The Montreal draft pick with the C on the jersey for Czechia. It gets turned over, and Jedlička will look for a line change, so he'll just play it back into his own zone. And Ryan Petrovitsky will leave it there. And now he'll head to the bench to complete the change. Some room for Kashlik. Tried to get that through to Makluka. Gets turned over. And Strutz brings it right back in. He'll get squeezed out. Puck ends up in behind the net. Trying to work that loose was Ivan. Second game will be Latvia and Finland, as Latvia back in the main group. First time since 2017. Finland always there when the medals get presented. And then the final game today will be the United States against Germany. Gord Miller and Mike Johnson will have that one for you. Craig and I will be with you for the next game. Ledkotsi will hang on to this, and we'll get a face-off. There's the ranking for Czechia, number 6. Overall, good number of junior players, indoor rinks, outdoor rinks. Slow start in this game, but they got it going. Power play late in the opening period kind of gained some momentum for them. And then they came out trailing 2-0 to start the second period. Scored 3 unanswered. Fight in for the Slovaks. He gets squeezed out in the corner. Puck back up at center, controlled. Zabka, his pass goes off a skate. Fight back in. And this will be grabbed off and turned aside by Czech.
Well, Czechia was in the bronze medal game at the U18 championships in April, and they were just in the bronze medal game at the Hlinka Gretzky tournament that just completed last Saturday. But despite not winning medals, the fact that now they're in those bronze medal games at the younger ages, some positive signs for Czechia.
Good chance there for Honzik, who found that puck, and Bednash made a good save. Didn't look that difficult, but the puck kind of came through some traffic. And Bednash has settled down. .917 save percentage in the Q last year. There's the chance right there.
Really following it nicely, kicking out the right pad.
2021, Czechia lost in the quarterfinal to Canada. Icing call here against Czechia. And the faceoff will come all the way back as they try and close this one out. Here's a look at the coaching staff, including Andre Pavlik, who we talked about. This gets cleared. Petrovitsky back into his own zone. He'll leave it for Stumpel. Stumpel will send it up at center. Right back in, though. And Slovakia will regroup. Nemitz, his pass up the middle. Good read there. Urban, good defensive play. Picks it off, clears it right back in. Back for Kumets. And banks it off the boards and back for Hacek. He'll come cross ice. Urban's pass. That got deflected away. Sapovalov, who has a goal in this game, plays it to the near side boards. Urban couldn't handle it. Mahura is after it. Mahura works it free, jams it out front. And that ends up on the stick of Libor Nemitz, but he can't do anything with it. Sikora gets chased back into his own end. Pressure coming from both sides, and now gets some help from Ryan Petrovitsky, and it's out to center ice. I still want to say Petrovicki because that's what Ronald wanted to be called in Tri-Cities, where Robert was Petrovitsky. Jedlichka will carry it in, and Jedlichka gets tripped up on the play as Michael Gut takes the feet out from under him. Gets away with it. Gut will get it out to center ice and back to the Slovak blue line. And now this will get pumped in by David Spacek. Lankotsi will play it around the boards. Demick will carry it in on that offside pick shot by Jakub Demick. Comes back to the blue line. Gets put back in deep by Zapka. And now Czechia trying to relieve the pressure, but this will get kept in. And Petrovsky, who has a goal in this game, lets the quick shot go. And Bednash will make the save and hang on to it.
It's a pretty good rush here. There's Jedlichka trying to get through, and it looks like there easily could have been a tripping penalty called. You see Spacek stick in there, and Jedlichka looking around, wondering. I think he was fully expecting the referee to blow the whistle. You know, we watched how Czechia really played so well in that second period. The speed of Slovakia was really negated. And usually what happens, as you well know, Dennis, is that when your speed gets, you know, lacking, it's usually because you're not moving the puck out of your own zone very quickly.
Nishak in, chance on that short side. Lankotsi makes the save. Good try there. I was Ivan with that opportunity off the left side. Bouncing puck back up at center. Milosh trying to work his way through, got knocked away. And now right back up the ice, Hanzik. Big Hanzik trying to take that to the net for the Slovaks. Milosh out to center ice, and it goes off the stick. And this will deflect up and out of play. Ivan with the good scoring chance off that left side.
Well, man, Czechia here, quick turn in the corner, and now you're going up a little bit of a turnover, not more probably where you don't handle the puck, but Kotzi makes a really good save here. Trying to go short side, high over the glove, and Kotzi staying right with it.
This will get flipped up at center ice. Post will try and carry it in. He gets squeezed out by Ryan Petrovitsky. Back to the blue line, long wrister by Jiricek, and that got turned aside. Pressure now by Czechia. Rushavi trying to work that into the corner, drops it off for Jiricek. Jiricek on the wraparound try, gets it to the forehand. That deflects off a stick and goes wide. And now William Kumets will get the center and send it into the Czechia zone.
David Jiricek is decisive. He's decisive defensively. He's decisive offensively. Just on that outlet pass, he knows before he has the puck where his options are, but quickly making them. That's why he went so early in the 2022 NHL draft, 6 overall to Columbus.
How close will he be to making the Blue Jackets?
I I would say he and Slavkovsky are the two players that I would say have the best chance to start this season in the NHL because of their maturity, their size.
Shot came through from that left point, ticked off a body in front and just missed. And now gets flipped out by Libor Nemec to center.
And that's the 2022 drafted players. Those are the two guys that I would see.
In across the line, trying to drive that to the net. Sapovalo comes back to the left point. Svozil will send it back around the boards. This gets jammed back down low by Urban. Bounces on and off the stick of Czech. And now cleared around and finally settled down there by Martin Skirbach. And Skirbach will get this up at center. Just not a lot of room now, and right back in for Mishak. Mishak will drop it off. Michael Gut back for Mishak. Mishak, Petrovitsky all over him as the two captains come together. And now Yedlichka trying to throw this cross ice and deflects off the stick. Mishak busting through, scores! Jan Mishak found some space and finds the back of the net. 4-2 for Czechia.
Czechia has pushed their level of intensity and quickness to a level where Slovakia has not been able to handle it. This is just another great example of it. You know, they're tracking back on the puck, and you know, Slovakia has the puck but no room, and now sticks in the area trying to make a play through the middle of the ice, and then Mishak is ready to counter, and when that puck squirts free, he's right into that open area and makes no mistake. There's the turnover, little kick pass, and Mishak buries it. When the team takes the game to a higher level, the opponent has to find a way to stay there. Slovakia just hasn't been able to find the ability to do so.
Good season with Hamilton. On to the Memorial Cup for Jan Mishak. Lost in the final to the host team from New Brunswick. Ivan will spin this to the corner. Picked up off the corner boards and flipped out to center, but again, it does not get out. Mishak from Gut, the scoring play. In across, Cash leaks to the backhand, puts it to the front of the net, and it gets deflected away. In from the line to hold that in was Boris Zapka. And then finally controlled by Ivan. He'll play it back into his own end sometime as the teams will start a line change. Juracek will send this one up. Koss will carry it in. Big Koss circling in behind the Slovak net. Trying to work it back to the blue line, gets pressured, and the puck gets sent out to center ice. Svozil back for Spacek, and Spacek will just get it out of harm's way and send it out to center ice. Maxim Skirbach had to get away from him. Stripai follows up on the play and gets it into the Czechia zone. And right back out to center ice. And Martin Ryshavy waiting for it, but it got stopped before it got to him. And now a lead pass misses, and this ends up in an icing call.
Jan Mishak's really good two-way centerman, and you know, he puts the pressure on and the turnover occurs, but he's on the back pressure, and then he quickly transitions as that puck squirts free and takes advantage of that and beats Latkoczy. But that's the game of Mishak. He's really good, he's tenacious, he's competitive. I don't think you're going to see a real high-end offensive player at the NHL level, but you're going to see somebody that's going to be able to play in a lot of different areas of your lineup and situations, penalty kills, some, maybe a little bit of power play, but be a real good two-way center.
The 4-2 game here, Czechia with the lead. Czech will send this across. Hamara's in. And Hamara with the shot goes off a stick, and that deflects up and out of play. Well, Craig Button was talking about him. There's the finish from Mishak that has Czechia up by 2 here in the third period on TSN.
talked about Jan Mysak being the emotional barometer for this Czechia team, and he certainly is all of that. But you see him coming back here, a little bit of pressure, but then quickly going back the other way, taking advantage of that turnover, a little chip pass, streaking, and puck's a little bit up on end, but he makes no mistake with it.
Blocker side on the right-handed catching Latkoczy. Faceoff will be in the Slovak zone as we get another look at the captain of Czechia. 2-2 in round-robin play back in 2021. Clearing attempt, that rattles off some shin pads as Ghost tried to clear it. Jammed up the boards, and Petrovsky, who opened the scoring in this game, trying to chase this down in the Czechia zone, came to the front of the net and cleared away before Sikora could get a stick on it. This gets chopped away by Urban. And up through center and some room now. Center to the side of the net there from Sapovalov. And the save made, and now we've got a whole bunch of a disagreement going on in behind the net.
I think it's easy being an official. You got to get in the middle of those pokes and prods and some, at times, flying fists, and you can hear the officials talking about it, but here's where it all starts. Coatsy covers it up, and now this is what you call a scrum. Lots going on in there. You heard the officials back off, stop, get out of there. Mentioning players by
18 white,
number.
2-minute minor, roughing. 20 red, 2-minute minor, roughing.
So they pick a couple out of the pile, and they'll sit for two. 2-goal lead here for Czechia. Czechia, of course, hosted back in 2020 in Ostrava and Trnich. Opened with that big win over Russia, Czechia did. Here's Latkoczy, who has been busy. He has stopped 39 of 42 that he has faced, and we'll get some 4-on-4 action here in the third as the goal by Jan Mysak gives Czechia a little bit of breathing room. So Petrovsky will go to the penalty box for Slovakia. Urban will go in for Czechia. And there's Mysak getting ready to take this face-off. Canada will open up tomorrow. It'll be a 4 o'clock local start against Latvia. So Latvia will open up with back-to-back games and not easy competition. Finland today, Canada tomorrow. Turned over inside the line to Hacek. Twisting and turning, looking for a little bit of open ice. Jurček got bumped, puck comes loose, and Kashlik will start back. Kashlik, who has a goal in this game, put it to the front of the net. And Mikluka with a good opportunity, and Bednash with the stop. Back out through center to the line and no further. Mikluka trying to get a stick on that, could not. Strutz couldn't get anywhere for Czechia. Strutz after it again, got bumped in the corner. Plays it loose, on and off the stick of Spacek. Back to the line it comes. Svozil looking for that return pass. Ends up on the stick of Ivan, but he's stripped of the puck. And a chance for Jedlička. He got squeezed out, and then Jedlička gets bumped in the corner by Svozil. Spacek will carry it back. His cross-ice pass. Back in behind the net it comes. And taken by Ivan. Strush lets the shot go, and that got turned away. And back for Roman Fight. Played in Bratislava in the Ice Hockey League for 14 games, and then 25 in Dukla of the Slovak League for Roman Fight. Dvorsky will wind it up. 4-on-4 almost to end, and now it does. Dvorsky dropped it back, but out of the penalty box was Urban to pick that one off. Urban sends it ahead, shot to the short side. What a chance Grashavi had, and that went off the crossbar. Back up at center, and this will get snapped in by Dvorsky. Urban on the loose puck. Stopped at the line there. Holding the position was Kumets. Bounces up at center. Urban will have it again. And Latkoczy down on the short side. And then some contact with Latkoczy there. And they try and settle this down as Zapka is trying to get in after check. Edmonton, the host of the summer edition of the World Junior Championship. Canada will swing into action tomorrow, the summer edition of the 2022 World Junior Championship. Team Canada will face off against Latvia. Catch the action at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific on TSN Latvia. Thrilled to be back in the main group. There will be no relegation. So Latvia will be part of the World Championship in Atlantic Canada in December and January. Canadian fans in attendance, as they always are. And a very good Canadian squad getting ready for this championship. Power play coming up for Slovakia, as they do call a roughing penalty on the play to Alex Czech. He made some contact with Latkoczy.
I don't know if they were calling the one on Latkoczy or more after the fact when there was a little bit of a dust up. But certainly the collision or the contact with Latkoczy led to everything.
Yeah, the Slovaks didn't appreciate that very much. Some words were exchanged, some punches were exchanged. So a key power play here for the Slovaks, and a save made by Bednash. Take a look at where it all started and where it all finished.
There's Latkoczy. He gets the puck. He's got it covered up, and there comes Czech coming across there. And it looks like it was his own player that caught him in the head.
The little
doesn't look like it was Czech, but
the little chop with the stick there got everybody all fired up. And later on came some fists flying, a minor penalty being called. Demick will play this in. After it is Petrovsky, plays it around for Fight, back for Demick. Jakub Demick back for Roman Fight. He'll play it back at the blue line. Petrovsky back for Fight. Fight gets that to the front of the net. Scramble, they bang away at it. Bednash down, and I think we're going to get another penalty. And Slovakia may end up with a 5-on-3 here. Wild scramble in front of the Czechia net. And it does result in another penalty.
David Jiricek.
5 red, 2-minute minor, cross-checking. Huh? He hit the puck. Hold on 1 sec.
There's the first penalty right there. It was all started with that play in front of the net, but there is what draws the 2-minute roughing penalty.
And here's what draws the next, but there's the cross-check. Clear. No doubt about it. See Adam Sikora getting the cross-check from David Jiricek.
Trying to prevent himself from going into that goalpost with too much velocity. So a 5-on-3 for over a minute. And Slovakia with a terrific opportunity to get back in this game, down by 2. Shot score! Ryan Petrovitsky wires it through some traffic. They get the early power play goal, and they'll still have 1:51 left on the power play.
That's how you take advantage and how you do it very quickly to give yourself greater opportunity on the 5-on-4 power play coming up. But the puck gets won here. Now there's a good battle for the puck, but the Czechia player cannot get the puck out of the zone. And you're right, Dennis, this is wired. Screen on Bednash, and you can see everybody lined up perfectly. And looks like it might have ticked the glove a little bit of Bednash.
Off the cheater.
That's 2 off the cheater. The first one by Petrovsky, excuse me. 1 off the cheater, up and over.
So a 1-goal game. So for the first time since back in the opening period, they get one by Bednash. Sturback. There's the drop. And Petrovsky on for Sikora. Sikora will dump it in. Bednash will stop it. Roman fights there to trap it. Gets it back for Sikora. Sikora trying to get that back for Petrovsky, but it's deflected. And Sturback, who will play at the University of Vermont, not this season, but next season. Demick plays it back for Sturback. Some contact in front, brought a reaction from the Czechia bench. Couple of chances in tight. And Bednash and Roman Fight can't believe he didn't find the back of the net with that chance.
Here's the first one. There's a little battle, and Czechia can't get the puck out of the zone. And then here's the lineup in front of Bednash, and he gets his eyes on it, but that is a accurate shot. I'm not so sure it ticked the cheater. If it did, it barely did.
1:04 left in the power play. Third power play of the game for the Slovaks. Mikluka settles it down, tried to go high short side, looked cross ice, saw some room high short side and tried to get it there.
I like the thinking, because he's looking to maybe make a pass, and he's going to see if Bednash is going to cheat. Nice play by David Spacek as well, keeping that stick out there. Really good defensive play by David Spacek.
That Yaroslav over 800 NHL games. Power play continues. Petrovitsky at the line. Came for Mikluka. Back it goes. Quick shot from the far side. Dvorsky, and that didn't miss by much. May have ticked off a stick. Petrovitsky with another shot. That got blocked. Dalibor Dvorsky controls for Slovakia. Puts it to the front of the net. Bednash down on that short side. Jedlička digs it free, and this gets cleared, and another penalty is coming to Czechia. So it'll be another 5-on-3 for 18 seconds.
A game that Czechia really had under control. Firm grip on it. Penalty trouble getting them on the edge of their seats.
3, minor penalty, delaying the game.
So Spacek will go to the penalty box.
Slovak fan helping the officials make sure that they're calling the right penalty.
That's what they're here for. Everybody needs a helping hand. Had a good look there at Radim Rulik, the coach, 57 years of age, in behind the bench for Czechia, who has seen his 2-goal lead cut to a 1-goal lead, and now his team is spending a lot of time in the penalty box. Oh, nice backdoor play, and just not enough on that one for Jedlička. Petrovitsky trying to go cross ice, and this gets intercepted, and Michael Gooch Clears it on. Jiricek out of the penalty box. That is the second shorthanded breakaway that Jiricek has had in this game.
And a quick shot, and almost from the moment that Simon Latkoczy made the save, he was looking behind him. He's got the puck in his body, but he is looking over his left shoulder. Please don't tell me it's going to squirt free, he's saying, and it doesn't, but a good save, but I wouldn't say done with a whole lot of confidence.
So day one of the World Junior Hockey Championship. Quarterfinals will be on the 17th. And then the semis and the finals will follow. Of course, this tournament, this might go down as the longest running tournament in the history of hockey. Started in December of 2021.
We're keeping the individual stats from that abbreviated tournament, but not the team stats or standings.
Kashlik skates this in, puts it back to the blue line. Sturback comes near side. Petrovsky back for Sturback. Cross ice, slap shot from Kashlik, gets turned aside. And Martin Sturback had that skip over his stick. Go back to the one that skipped over the stick of William Kumets that resulted in a goal for Czechia. Unfortunate bounce. Chance in front of the net for Kashlik. Gets a couple of jams. Scores! Matej Kashlik gets his second of the game and ties this one up at 4.
On the power play, Czechia has the puck, and as they try to clear it, it clears right into the Slovak player, right back into Bednash, and then that's where the loose puck ensues from. Here's the play here. Now the puck is under control, and it hits the Slovak player, and then there's the battle for the loose puck, and you can see clearly, you know, as he finds that loose puck, Kashlik, you know, being able to poke it just underneath the body of Bednash between the legs, and there's the Slovak fans. That is excitement. In a 4-4 game with 3:12 left here in game one of the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship Summer Edition.
Greg, you talked about how the Slovak country is, from a hockey standpoint, headed in the right direction. We talked about those top draft picks that aren't here, but certainly that's terrific for them. And now a bit of a character game here. Up 2-0, go down 4-2, and now thanks to some power plays, find themselves back in a 4-4 tie with 2:45 to go.
Well, opportunity.
Jiricek gets it for Kos, and his quick shot, and Latkoczy may have got a piece of that. So a couple of power play goals for Slovakia. There's the reaction from the bench. This game is knotted up at 4s. Now take Kashlik, power play marker. Go to the net, find the puck, jam it home. And we're tied 4-4 from 4-2, and here's how we got there.
Yeah, the real precision shot by Ryan Petrovicki. That was on 5-on-3, 9 seconds into that 5-on-3. And then here's the play. Amara pushes it in off of Petrovsky's body, and then it comes right back into the crease. And Kashlik staying right in that area and poking it underneath Bednash. And in a game where Czechia looked like they had real good control of this, in a 4-4 tie.
So the power play clicking for the Slovakian squad. 2 power play goals in 2 minutes and 52 seconds. 3 straight penalties by Czechia. And we're all tied up. Spacek lets the shot go. Big rebound. And unable to get a stick on it. On that far side was Michael Gut.
I was going to say earlier, Dennis, that opportunity presents itself in different ways, but Slovakia was ready to take advantage of it. You could see it once it went to that 5-on-3 power play. They knew that that was their opportunity, and they definitely took advantage.
First 3 points for a regulation win. Net drive scores! Gabriel Strutz regains the lead for Czechia with under 2 to play on a great net drive.
Net drive, great edge work. If you watch how he keeps his edge work as he cuts inside here, and then being able to maneuver his hands where he can get the puck up and over the left shoulder of Latkoczy. This is just unbelievable play. The drive, the edge work, and then the ability to keep his hands in a shooting position. That is a fantastic, fantastic play by Gabriel Strutz.
Great move to fake the move to the inside. That seemed to freeze Dennis Bakala for a split second. And Gabriel Strutz has Czechia back in front 5-4. So now we'll keep an eye on Latkoczy, who's looking over at the bench, waiting for the signal to make his way in for the extra attacker. Turning back in his own end was Dvorsky, got taken down. He'll send it up, and Stripaj will dump it in and cleared right back out by Czechia. Adam Stripaj. At 20 years of age, gets a chance to play in the World Junior Championship. Ryan Petrovitsky to the line. Try to get it down deep, unable to do so. This will get flipped up, race for it. And getting back as Kulich tried to bust his way through. Kulich stays on it, dumps it back, shot to the front of the net, comes off a skate. And Czechia holding the puck in the Slovak end of the ice, and now Latkoczy will make his way to the bench for the extra attacker. Michael Gut, Sikora in after him, plays it around for Kulich, and Kulich will get it back, and this will get sent down the ice, and it will have enough to get across the icing line.
Gabriel Strutz, just a fantastic play. Just the move there, then the edge work, and then his hands, not just trying to push a puck to the net, trying to place a puck into that upper part of the net, and he does it brilliantly. Saw some excitement when Slovakia tied up this game, and certainly some similar excitement from the Czech bench and disappointment from the Slovak bench.
Timeout being called by the Slovak bench. We talked about the character of Slovaks to come back. Give Czechia some credit too. Down 2-0 early in this game. Saw a 4-2 lead disappear with some penalties. Now find a way to regain the lead. 67 games in the Western Hockey League with Kelowna for Gabriel Strutz. 16 goals and 41 points. Fans are enjoying game one. I think the Slovak fans enjoyed it a little more when it was 4-4. .8 seconds. And Slovakia in need of a goal. Tied up in the face-off circle, and this will get cleared down the ice. It will be another icing call. And Petrovitsky will take a look up at the clock. 15.4 left. And they'll hunker in for another key face-off. Jakub Demek will go in for the Slovaks. Face off against Michael Gut, or Mikhail Gut. And a face-off win a must. Demick ties it up. It comes loose. Cashleek, backhand shot. And the linesman had whistled play down. Was this a glove pass off the faceoff? There's linesman John Ray of the United States.
Both faceoffs were very similar. You can see where Goot ties up. Puck.
There's a penalty being called.
So you're not allowed to use your foot to win a faceoff.
Team Slovakia, bench minor penalty, delaying the game, false face-off.
Yes. Yeah, so he sweeps it. So that's the not allowed to do that on a face-off, and it's penalized. So yeah, Demick, you know, trying to win that face-off, doing everything he can to win it. You know, we used to see that a lot on face-offs where players, Peter Zezel, the late Peter Zezel, was great at it. Looks like now they're going to look at the play. The referee has come over and he said, I want to see pictures. He's calling over his partner. Well, here's the look. So we're going to see. Looks like the sweeping action of the leg is what propelled the puck off the face-off dot.
Samuel Hanzik has gone to the penalty box. And now, finally, Christoph Holm from Sweden will come over.
I think Slovakia's position is it they're probably trying to make the case that Jedlička got a stick in there. Look at it again. This is a pretty good look here. So there's, it looks all the way to me like the sweeping action of Demick's leg is what got the puck into the slot area and what led to this penalty. Yeah, it's all before Jedlička gets a stick in. The puck has already been propelled by the leg of Demick. They take a look at it and try to ensure that they make the 100% correct call, or at least be 100% confident that it's the right call.
It goes down as a bench minor, is what it goes down as. As Ivan Fenish was looking for an explanation and gets it. So a brief power play here, but Demick will have a chance. Demick slides it through. Bednash turned it aside. Mishak will play it up the boards. 6 attackers with the net empty. To the near side it comes. Sikora throws it to the front of the net. And Slovakia created something in the dying seconds of this one.
15 seconds left on the clock in their own zone face-off, and they had a couple of looks at Bednash in the Czech net.
Jakub Demick had a couple of looks. So Czechia hangs on and will pick up the 3-point win that we talked about a few minutes ago when it looked as though there may be extra time in this game. But Czechia does pick up the 3 points. And a 1-goal loss for the Slovaks, and that was the case back in December when they opened up with a 1-goal loss, a 3-2 loss to Team USA. So we'll have the players of the game, and then the anthem of Czechia. And then they'll get the ice ready for game 2 of a triple-header opening day at the World Junior Championship. Latvia and Finland next up, and then USA and Germany will close it out tonight. So we will have the player of the game for each squad. 2-0 lead for Slovakia in the first. Czechia came back with 3 unanswered in the second. Had a 4-2 lead that evaporated with a couple of power play goals by the Slovaks.
The best
and then
player
a late goal.
of Team Slovakia is number 30, le numéro 30, Szymon Latkoczy.
Szymon Latkoczy, the player of the game, ended up facing 47 shots in this game, stopped 42.
The best player of Team Czechia is number 5, le numéro 5, David Jiricek.
David Jiricek, player of the game for Czechia. Gabriel Strutz with the late game-winning goal for Czechia. And Czechia will open up this championship with a 5-4 win over Slovakia, as we will now
please
stand
rise
for the national anthem
of Czechia. Maintenant, merci de vous lever afin d'écouter l'hymne national de la Tchéquie.